So we just had Andromeda, and we had a ton of people basically talk about this new Andromeda Facebook update, and only to realize, hey, it doesn't really change much of anything. Now there is another new update called GEM, G-E-M, and this new update that Facebook is rolling out already, and basically just kind of what it is, long story short, for you to just pretty much click off this video now, like nothing changes. But there's been a lot of people that's asked me about this update, and I want to actually go ahead and dive a little further into it and kind of give you guys some of my at least thoughts and just what I've been thinking about this update and just my what I would say reaction to it basically. So I follow this guy Jason Yimko on Twitter. Just pull him up real quick. Jason, he's probably one of the few people that is actually like a real like Facebook ads developer and stuff, and actually works with like Meta and stuff, and just someone that's very, very trustworthy that I've been following for a while now. And he basically just kind of brought this whole article down, breaking down Meta GEM, and we're just gonna go through it today. So again, this is Meta's generative ads model, GEM, central brain accelerating ads recommendation AI innovation. A lot of large jargon words and stuff like that. Long story short, since it's launched, we've seen an increase in ad conversions on Instagram and Facebook feed in Q2. Q3, they basically improved the efficiency of it. So again, this is things that already has launched. So it's just becoming more and more people are becoming aware of it, and I've been getting a lot more questions about it. So I'm filming a YouTube video on it to capture that desire that's currently in the marketplace right now. So same compute power, twice the performance improvement. Again, not really things that, really relative to us, besides the fact that they saw an increase in conversions on Instagram and Facebook when they launched this GEM right here. Here, this basically where it's just talking more about like, hey, there is billions of interactions that happen every day. So when people like, comment, click, convert into actual purchases, all of those things, Meta basically is recording all of that and consistently learning off all of those things that's happening on the platform. In that sense right here, it's likely trying to predict someone's next purchase based on watching them walking through a massive wall. Most of what they do is just browsing. The actual buying decision is seemingly rare. So here's where basically they're looking for, how do we improve the efficiency of that optimization for purchase? Because what happens here is like when you optimize for a purchase on Facebook ads, you're not like optimizing for, hey, we know for a fact all of these people will turn to purchases. It's more so that, hey, when you optimize for a purchase, we're only going to show your ads to people most likely to purchase. So if I walk into a mall and am I considered someone who's like more likely to purchase than say someone who's just around their house? Yeah, probably so. But then when millions and millions of people in the mall, how do we further refine that to be even more improved around, like they said, imagine sorting through billions of maybes to find the handful of yeses. So basically, how do we further improve that optimization for purchase a little bit more efficiently, basically? So this is where it basically helps out with cracking those problems. Here's where it just basically kind of goes through that signal to cut through that noise, or the problem of cutting through that noise. Sorting through billions of people, find a handful of yeses. That's what GEM does every single day with every action in the real time to find the buyers. So the long story short, this is the process, the algorithm that's consistently going through all those noise to find those people that's going to put your ads in front of, who are most likely to purchase from you. And based off of how optimized that thing is whether or not it's going to improve and lift conversions, or just not see the results you want. Now, this is not talking about optimization from like actually how much the ad account has spent or anything like that. This is more just so the bigger model that Facebook actually has and leverages. Now here, the second thing is basically the data problem. So this kind of goes more into, okay, what is the problem we're trying to solve for here with GEM, and basically just improving that efficiency of that algorithm there. And then the next thing here is we talk about the data problem. So basically kind of just, what do advertisers want? How do ads look? What are users are, and what users do? So in that sense right there, connecting the advertiser based off of the person, they want, right? So do you want awareness? Do you want clicks? And then who's most likely to purchase? Who's most likely to click? who's most likely to watch an Instagram video versus, say, for example, a Facebook ad, looking at a Facebook post. And then also to what are those things that those users most likely to do? Is it ignore it, convert it, like or comment on it? So you basically have two different types of buckets right here that you split people into. What it looks at is it's basically just kind of talk about right here. It's like, this is what the GM does in the sense of it has to cut through all that noise and basically do this like millions of times a second, if you think about it, with all the people that's on the feed and all the different advertisers. Like literally just right now, as this you're watching this video, there's millions of different advertisers right now that's spending money on ads, and their ads are serving all these impressions during this video right here. And somehow has to make sense of all that real time to serve the right ad to the right person. So again, just figuring this out. This is like the main thing what the GM is trying to solve, solving the right ad to the right person. Here's where he basically just talks about all the hardware, tons of GPUs and all that stuff. I'm not really gonna go deep into that because I'm not really efficient when it comes down to all that stuff. How it actually works. GM is trained on ad content and user engagement from both ads and organic interactions, classifies them into sequence features, your activity features, history, what you've clicked, viewed, engaged with over time, and then non-sequence features. Static stuff, your age, location, app format, creative element. So for example, sequence features, this is like, if you go online and you go like for me, if I go on like Instagram Reels and I go type in like maybe all of my content is like gym, boxing, and business stuff. Well, if I go on Instagram Reels and I start watching a whole bunch of car stuff or a whole bunch of watch stuff or a whole bunch of like editing stuff, like I've been watching a lot of VFX breakdowns lately, then what's going to happen there is that this is my kind of like my history of what I've been watching and what I've been clicking on. So it's going to start showing me more content like that. So that's the sequence features right there. Then the non-sequent features is like if, you want to do like more hard targeting, like if you're a local business, for example, where, you want to only target people within a vicinity of like, hey, this city, people who are 21 to 22 years old. And it's basically targeting those people based off, again, their non-sequence features. So their static stuff is what they said right here. Basically trying to process all that together. And this is where the GM solves this and can learn from much longer history of user organic and interactions to paint the full user journey. So this is cool. So maybe, for example, GM only looks at the last, I'm just saying an example here of 3 days, whereas now they're making examples here, like for example, 3 months ago. So a longer period of time. So it's not just seeing this person likes fitness content, it's understanding 3 months ago they researched running shoes. 2 months ago they watched marathon training videos. Last month they clicked on nutrition ads but then convert. Yesterday they browsed athletic wear. So it's being able to access a longer history now is what they're basically saying, which is going to help one part of the targeting right there to get deeper buyers, right? Like I may go on like a random website like Louis Vuitton, for example, and just like daydream, pick something random out, that's it. But here, like that doesn't necessarily mean I'm a serious buyer, right? Or like another example is like when you go on like a Porsche website or Lamborghini website and you spec everything out and that's it. Well, you just went to the website doesn't mean you're a serious buyer. But if someone is going to that website, but also searching up various different content around buying a Lamborghini, how to finance a vehicle, how to go ahead and do like the insurance for it, best places to buy it. Like they have a lot of search history that's more like higher intent searches around the actual ownership of that thing. There's going to be a higher likely that's actually a buyer that's ready to buy versus the person that just goes on that one website, only looks at that one thing and like barely does anything else around that particular market. So that's basically all it's saying. It's just being able to access a little bit longer of history, pull more points together to get more qualified buyers that we're optimizing for. And then next thing to talk about is basically Facebook ads and Instagram ads were basically separate worlds and learned in isolation. So Facebook had their algorithm, Instagram had their algorithm, but Meta still owns both, and you still run ads on both of those channels with like Advantage Plus placements, for example. But now it's basically saying is that it can use both. right? So it can use the content you watch on Instagram Reels to also serve you Facebook ads, and the stuff you see on Facebook ads, you can also serve, use that, or like the stuff you see on your Facebook ads feed, you can also serve that on Instagram Reels. So for example, let's say on Instagram, you've been watching a lot of car buying content, how to buy a Lamborghini and all that stuff on your Instagram Reels, then your Facebook ad might give you like the ads you get on your Facebook might be more higher intent ads, like various different dealership ads, maybe even like your like auto insurance ads specifically for like luxury and supercar vehicles and stuff. So just a little bit more higher level targeting by using both channels now. Because again, like some people, like for me, like I only use Instagram to watch stuff, whereas Facebook ads, I barely scroll. So it's just kind of like different types of user experiences for both of what people go to those platforms to better help optimize for the types of buyers or like the types of people that are watching those content and using those platforms. So example, you engage heavily with video content on Instagram, but rarely click ads there. On Facebook, you're more likely to click shopping ads feed, and Jim figures this out and adjusts his strategy accordingly. Great example right there. So you're already benefiting from this. Jim is running behind the scenes, optimizing your campaigns automatically. In the future, ads recommendation is basically on a deeper understanding of users' preferences and intent, and every content will feel personal. This is awesome. Like this is a huge W for us advertisers, because it's basically just saying that, hey, we're further optimizing the platform and we're beefing up the optimization process for that when you optimize for that purchase experience, it's beefing up that process right there. So that's good. Where it hurts people at further is people who still do not know how to make creatives, people who still suck at being able to produce a good ad. Because let's say we're trying to create ads to target little Cindy who plays tennis every week. She's 50 years old. She has joint pain while she plays tennis and stuff. Let's say on Instagram Reels, she watches a ton of tennis content and we want to target her and we want to go create like content specifically similar to what she's seeing already with a girl playing tennis, struggling with joint pain and stuff, and then the solution. We just want to make sure that we're doing roughly the same thing of what she's already seeing on that feed right there, to where our ad will better target her versus just saying like, hey, do you have joint pain, and showing a product. That won't really be targeted. It won't really help us hit that particular person, because it just won't even be like recommended to her, because Facebook already kind of knows what type of content she likes. Jim will learn from Meta's entire ecosystem, including user interactions, organic videos, and ads content. This is huge right here. I love the fact that they're including organic videos and stuff, because that's usually what people are going to be seeing first before they go into, some of the other like platforms and stuff, like basically go into ads and those things. Can rank both organic and content on ads, delivering maximum value for people and advertisers. Better AI means more competition for attention. Your creative and messaging still needs to stand out. The platform just got better at showing your work best to the right people. So this is good. This is huge. This doesn't change the game for anyone. This isn't like there's something new you have to go readjust your strategy for. If you've been following my channel and you've been testing creatives and you've been improving your creatives, going after those things like desires, awareness, sophistication, and avatars and stuff, and you've been doing all that already, there's nothing you have to do differently. Just keep doing what you're doing now, and you're going to be further rewarded for it. That's all you need to know and take from this update. A lot of people had asked me to make this video here, so just basically giving you all my reaction, and also, giving a shout out to Jason Yim real quick. Just because I know, again, he's someone that actually works at Meta, one of the engineers, developers, and stuff. And he's been really valuable to follow over the last couple months for me. So giving y'all a nice little shout out for that. So, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you want to learn how to make better creatives for your ads, then click the link below to have Nick Theriot mentor you, where inside of my inner circle, I go through this with, multiple other students, course, weekly calls, one-on-one calls with me, group access, like all kinds of good stuff, teaching you how to make better creatives to scale your brand. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.